I'm going to show you how to simplify any scene that you see, even a complex scene just like this. And thanks to my Patreon members for helping me choose this reference from the weekly poll that we had. Lots of comments on how complex it looked and also how fun it looked to sketch. So I'm glad you're up for the challenge. Now, as a beginner, I usually recommend that you sketch only one building or subject in your sketch. But when you see a scene like this, I think you have to sketch a little bit more. Tip number one to simplify a very complex scene is to put a frame around the scene first. So here we're looking at a photo and the photographer has already framed the scene for us. So if we were sitting there looking at this scene, we would actually see a lot more to the left and right. You'd also see the sky and some more in front of you. But this photo has framed a complex scene into a nice composition. So they've done a bit of the work for us there. So tip number two is dividing this scene into big shapes. So I always start with the big shapes first, going down into the detail. And I recommend beginners start that too. I wouldn't recommend, for example, here starting with one building, doing all the details, and then moving on to the next one, doing all the details. And the reason is because I think it's harder to set up the overall perspective and also to fit it all on the page. Also, beginners find it hard to know how much detail to add. So if you start with the detail in the beginning, it's difficult to know how much detail to add through the whole piece. Whereas if you start with the big shapes first, you can work your way down to the detail and stop at a certain point when you think there's enough detail, rather than starting with the most amount of detail and putting that through the whole sketch. Now, there are actually multiple ways to do this. As you grow and learn as a sketcher yourself, you'll be able to develop your own way or make your own decisions. But I recommend starting out, follow what I'm doing here, but I'll just show you some of the thought process I had when looking at this reference. So you could look at this reference and say, I'm going to sketch the main subject first, the main shape, which is that building on the right perhaps. And then you could add the next biggest shape, the next most important buildings on the left. Then you could add the bits around it and build from the middle out. That's one way you could do it. Another way is to start from the bottom and divide the page up. Something similar to what we're going to be doing today. So you could start off with the water, just an outline, then the scene where everyone's standing and all those people are, then the buildings, then the top buildings, and the landscape at the top and the sky. Now, getting the proportion of those main shapes first right is actually really important. Now we're going to get onto the tutorial, and the full version without the cuts is over on my Patreon. Now, as I talked about, we want to divide this page up so that we're all in the same spot. Let's put some dividing markers down the page. Put a mark here and put another mark here. Put another mark halfway. It's about the same height. And another one here and here. Now one in the middle here. So right in the middle and in the middle. And that'll help us locate the different big shapes. So we're going to go from this point here, just a little bit to the right of the middle up here. So across like that. And very roughly outline. Like that. Alright, so between this point here, we're starting halfway. Between these 2 points, halfway. Here. Now, the next section, we want to get to the buildings. About quarter of the way across, shoulders, little head, shoulders. And then straight there. I want you to go up, put it up there. Push there, goes down. Then we had a bit of an awning, comparative measuring. So I'm not getting bogged down with all the details. Just got these 1, 2, 3, 4 main shapes. But to help fit in the page, I'm going to do the whole silhouette of the buildings and then divide it in half and then divide those sections. Once again, randomly, impressionistically around some of these. Now you can add some extra wiggles to give it interest. Now we've got where the main buildings are. Halfway between those 2 points, put a dot. And a little bit left to that one, put another dot. Now let's outline the tower. Curve like that, dome. Where I've got that blue line here, and then a little bit to the left, just by eye, put a dot there. Right down to the bottom. Go across a bit and then angle again. See, I'm following similar angle there. So let's go down and divide this shape up now. I've got these points. And then down again. Now, straight down. Okay, let's move on to the other half. So this building here, now comparative measuring, I'm just looking at that corner where that building is, and where else does it come? Up to here. Across. Now this roof is at on the same plane. So I'm looking at that angle. Don't worry if it's not exactly all the right angles. There, and it straightens out, and then down. The roof. Now we've drawn a very complex set of buildings. Let's keep going. So we have some foliage here. You can be really loose and expressive with these. Going up, and then let's put that pine tree, palm tree in there. Skip down to here, halfway between where that dot is. We're going across there first for the doorways and the underneath. Then there's these umbrellas. If you like, maybe it's easier if we just go right through there with one line and just adding a little wiggle for the different sections. Umbrellas, so just some triangular shapes. So let's put a pole. Just a line going down, overlap your other lines. Okay, we're adding little flags. Let's skip down to the boats. The red one, we'll put that in. So either side of this dot, coming across, putting a dot right close to there, and another one up here. Now let's draw that shape. That, and then the top of the boat goes quite high. Now some of the other shapes, we've got another boat here, can meet with those lines already done or overlap, it's okay. It's coming together, lots of detail. This is going to take a while to do this sketch. Now I'm going to go through and just add detail here, just enough. You can always go through again and add more detail. I'm not going to add all the little tiles, just little lines to show their tiles. You can put the lines for the hands of the clock, little arched windows there. And as they get to the end, they can be closer together slightly. It should all line up that way. Now the horizontal lines are following this perspective. Little window here with some shutters, windows. See how quick and loose I'm doing them? It's very impressionistic. But following that angle of the perspective on each window. See, if you try to do any more detail than this, you'd be here all day. So in line with this, people, put the head first, so put a little circle like that. Then we put the shoulders, and then make some sort of expressive form of the body down to the bottom. You could even cap it off there, and then do two little feet going down to a point. So usually you taper people just to exaggerate their form. Now finishing off these people here. I'm purposely not doing much detail on the top here to keep your eye down to this section. Right, that's all the line work. We've got a lot there, but we're able to simplify a very complex scene and have it there in a loose way. And we'll do the sky just to get that done there. So just slapping that on, use Viridian green. I reckon it looks really nice with a bit of white. And into that cadmium red, let's add some cadmium yellow, leaving a little gap around the windows. Making it a little bit different. So I'm going atop there when it's not really there like that. Just going around the windows So I'm going to change it slightly. So I'm going more cadmium yellow. I'll do this up here around these windows. So for the water, get the cadmium, the viridian green that we had up for the top, and we'll put this in the bottom, just around the boat. This colour here, which is a good general colour that mixes from those, and we'll put those into there, wet on wet. Okay, we're going to go on to doing some of the foliage, so I'm going to use my hairdryer to dry that, so let's dry. I'm going to do these trees here, so we'll use sap green for the tops of the trees. Put it just on the top of each tree like that. Okay, now add viridian green, the cooler green, in the bottom of the trees, connecting. That should hopefully still be wet. Now just add pure viridian green. You don't have to get it right within your border of your window, just a stroke. See like that? There are some grey windows, so you can put in pure cadmium red. Really great feature of the sketch is this red boat. Ultramarine. Trying to leave a few white gaps between them. Now we're going to use Payne's grey. The top here is grey, the little dome. Now the roof. So there's a roof here, which is Payne's grey. Some of the outboard motors. So the next step is shadows. Okay, so I'm going Purple Lake first. So just down here. Then down this building. As we're going down, I'm going to add some ultramarine. Start to make this right in this corner here. Oops. Just ultramarine, making it a bit darker down the bottom. I'm going to add a dark wash. Try not to cover the people. Now I'm going to go back up and add just a hint of a shadow. We don't have to do the same amount as in the reference. Just hinting at some of the shadow in the trees. There's quite a strong shadow on this side of the boat and in the water. So just a reflection the same size as the boat. Just put that in there too. Just a few here. They can blend in with those shadows that we just did. There's lots of white there. Now we can add just a little bit of extra contrast with some darker dots. Extra darker dots there. You can use splatters too, where you hold your brush on the end and tap your brush. And on the boat, cadmium yellow. Now we're going to add our white highlights. I'm just adding in some glints into areas like around here. Draw your eye in even more. We do little lines like this through the dark shadows. So that's my final result. The full version of this tutorial without the cuts will be over on my Patreon membership with the reference and a template file. Plus you can get over 130 tutorials there, step-by-step tutorials. I've also got my beginner's course, which if you're a beginner, really important to do, to go through all of the materials, how you use a pen, how you use a brush, and then going through buildings, people and objects, to build all your skills that you need to do tutorials and then move on to sketching your own subjects. There's also a really warm and friendly community there where you can share your sketches and you can ask me any questions you like. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.